Hey everybody, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. And right here we're going to essentially begin the Forest Temple now. Okay, so that's where we came from, and what we're going to want to do is head straight across here. So just go up this little stair hall here. And in here we will have a blue bubble. So just, there's two ways you can kill it pretty easily, but I'll show that later. Right now we are going to do Speedrun 101. I'm basically just going to teach you a speedrunning technique. You see, when you shield like this, you can press B to do a swipe with your sword. And what's interesting about this attack is it does equal amount of damage to your last attack. So if I do a jump attack, and then I do this, those stabs are equal to a jump attack. And so what's going to come up here? Right now we're going to see my favorite enemy in the entire game, which are Stalfos. So a good way to beat these, well, Deca Notes always come in handy. You can stun them, get them like an open, and you can stun them like this. Do a slash, and then you can use the speedrunning technique I just showed you to kill pretty much a lot of enemies. With these, it comes in handy, so you can just kill them quickly like that. So yeah, it's a good way to kill a lot of enemies, you know, bosses and such. But so yeah. There's some fairies. Well, there's one fairy in this jar over here, if you want. I'm not going to get it because I don't have any bottles left, and I already have a fairy anyway. So, we are going to get a key out of this chest, which is very important. And we're going to go ahead and backtrack. The second way you can beat these bubbles is just hit them with a Deku Nut to take off the fire, and give them a quick sword slash, because they are kind of awkward to hit when they're not on the ground. I mean, when they are on the ground, actually, rather. Okay, so right there's a gold Skulltula, if I could pronounce words right. So, yeah, you go ahead and snag that. Right here's a time block, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. So, once the time block is gone, we can go ahead and proceed through this door. We have another one of these giant Deku Babas, which can be easily killed with Deku Nuts and some sword slashes. We'll get the job done just fine. And here we have a wall we can climb. They have some Skulltulas on them, so you want to be sure to take those out. But there's one way up at the top that we can't really reach with our hook shot, so we're gonna just have to avoid it. And basically, you just have to get as far away from it as possible on the wall here, and wait till it's not looking at you, like see it's looking the other direction, and then just climb up the wall before it can see you and turn around and get you. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. And so here we have another blue bubble, and once you kill that, it will unlock the door, and we will get the dungeon map, which, you know, it's more useful in these, you know, bigger dungeons than it was when you were a kid, but still, if you know your way around the game pretty fair, then you won't be using it very much. But, yeah, it's really good for a lot of dungeons sometimes. Well, not a lot, but you get my drift. There's a Skulltula over there, but I'm not going to kill it because it's pretty much just a waste of time, just like me missing the target. Jeez, I just cannot hit that. Alright, so here we have a red switch, which, to my knowledge, is the only one in the game. I've never seen anyone. And what a red switch does is you can depress it, which I've never seen any other red switches in the game. So, yeah, there's a bit of interesting trivia for you. In any case, make sure that you press the switch down and leave it like that. I don't know why you wanted to press it in the first place, but, you know, whatever. And go ahead and go down this well that we just drained with that switch. One quick thing. When you're over here, go on this little end of this little pathway here in the dirt, and you can just barely reach the end of the front of this treasure chest. You have to reach the front with your hookshot, otherwise you won't be able to get up here. But when you do get up here, you can go ahead and collect gold Skulltula token number whatever. So, yeah, that's how you get that. There's a recovery heart in the chest, but I'm not going to get it. Ow. So yeah, just head across here, and we'll get another small key. And hearts, apparently. Ooh. So, yeah, pretty easy key to get. It's just sitting at the end here in a little chest, just waiting to be found. Okay, so just go ahead and... Oop, that's a little bit too far. You can just hookshot up here if you want to be quick about things. And just go off to the side. Woot! So, yeah. giant Deku Babas. And, yeah, I believe we want to go in here. Making sure you have 3 small keys in hand, you can go ahead and make your way over to this section of the room. I believe from the entrance it's going to the right. And, so yeah, just go through here in the locked door, kill this Skulltula, because we're just so awesome. Head in here and we'll have a blue bubble, just, you know, dodge it or kill it, do what you will with it, doesn't really matter. But we're gonna go head up here and do one of the always popular block puzzles in Zelda. Yeah. And of course Navi's gotta tell us something. There's arrows painted on the floor. You're such a genius, Navi. We'd be lost without you. So yeah, pull this block out somehow. I really do not know what Link's gripping onto to pull it, but whatever. I want to go ahead and just take it out of the little cubby it was in and push it in this little cubby. And it does make a difference, trust me. So yes, this is one of 2 blocks we're going to be pushing quite slowly through these hallways. So just head up this ladder here once you get done pushing that block into the little cubby I just pushed it into, and we can go ahead and find a brownish looking block up here. We're going to go ahead and push this one all the way back to the wall, and this will save us some trouble later. We'll be able to go straight through, and you'll see what I mean here in just a little bit. So, yeah, just go ahead and push that there, come back down here, and I'm losing my place. Oh, so, go back around here in this kind of balcony type spot, and we're going to push this block back into the little cubby hole that the arrows are indicating towards. So, pretty simple. And now we are able to climb on up. Climb, Link, climb. And so now that we push the orangish, brownish block over here, we can go ahead and push it into its corresponding cubby hole. So do so. So, here we go. Go ahead and climb up even more. And so yeah, that's that. That is certainly that. So, some more blue bubbles in here. I guess this dungeon just loves blue bubbles, but go ahead and bypass them if you want. I really don't see the point in fighting them. So, actually here we're going to use Four Roars Wind, which I feel good that I'm actually going to be able to use it. Most people just don't use it. So go ahead and create a warp point here, for we are going to be returning here a couple times, so it's a good idea to put a warp point here. And there's also a spot where you're going to want to have a net to fall in, so to speak, which I will get to in a bit. And Navi's going to yell at us all the time here. She's telling us to watch out for shadows on the ceiling. And that is actually because there is wall masters, whatever in here, floor masters, whatever. But, so they're just like hands that hang on the ceiling, and if you see a shadow coming under you, you better start running, because they'll grab you and take you back in the temple, so the beginning of the temple, so you just don't want to get touched by those. And yeah, they do drop a quite significant amount of money, so it's a good idea to kill them. But, you know, tomato tomato. So yeah, go ahead and head through the door, and we will head on in here. And in here we have some more Stalfos. Whoopee, I love Stalfos. They're so freaking cool. So, yeah, you can go ahead and do not fall down this hole, because that is just not what you want to do. And if you do, you have your warp point if you had Four Roars Wind. So, you know, that's always good. Okay, so he can walk on air and stuff like that, but you can't. But, yeah, so there's going to be more Stalfos here, and these are a little bit tougher in that when the first one dies, it falls on the floor and it becomes a pile of bones, but it doesn't necessarily die for good. Like, if you don't kill this one fast enough, it will come back, so you don't want that to happen. So make sure you kill the other one fast enough, otherwise it'll just come back to life, and you just don't want that. So go ahead and kill those, and once you do, you will get the dungeon item. So we have the fairy bow now, which is an awesome item. It's essentially the slingshot, except for the adult. It shoots arrows, so this is going to be a good projectile weapon for us. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So that's all the time we have for this video, and in the next part we'll go ahead and do some more of the forest temples. So I will see you then.